Yellowstone National Park is one of the most spectacular places in the world. With its magnificent geysers, hot springs, and canyons, it's a sight to behold. But beneath this beauty lies a super volcano that could erupt at any moment, causing devastation on a scale we can only imagine. But don't worry, because today we'll be taking a deep dive into the latest research on Yellowstone's next eruption. And trust me, what we found will leave you speechless. So buckle up and get ready for the ride of your life. The Yellowstone supervolcano is one of the most powerful forces of nature on Earth. Located in the northwest corner of Wyoming, this behemoth has the potential to cause catastrophic damage not only to the surrounding area, but to the entire planet. The last thing we want is another global pandemic, right? That's why it's so important to stay informed about the signs of an impending eruption and what we can do to stay safe. And that's where our research comes in. We've been digging through the latest data and studies to bring you the most up-to-date and accurate information on the Yellowstone supervolcano. From seismic activity to gas emissions, we're leaving no stone unturned in our quest to understand this powerful natural phenomena. So sit tight and let us guide you through what we've discovered. You won't want to miss this. Yellowstone National Park is home to more than just stunning landscapes and wildlife. It's also home to one of the largest active volcanoes in the world. The Yellowstone caldera, also known as the Yellowstone supervolcano, is located beneath the park and has the potential to cause massive devastation if it erupts. In fact, the supervolcano is so powerful that it's been classified as a decades volcano by the United States Geological Survey. This means that it's one of the 10 volcanoes in the world that pose the most risk to human life and property. But don't worry, we've got you covered. Our research has uncovered the latest findings from experts who monitor the volcano's activity. According to their data, there are several key indicators that we can look out for to predict when the supervolcano might erupt. One of the most obvious is an increase in seismic activity. When the magma chamber beneath the volcano begins to fill, it causes the ground to shake and rumble. Experts can use this seismic activity to estimate the amount of magma that's building up and determine if an eruption is imminent. Another sign to look out for is changes in the shape of the volcano. As magma rises, it can cause the ground to bulge and uplift. Experts can measure these changes using satellite imagery and GPS technology. If they detect any significant movement, it could be a sign that an eruption is on the horizon. Finally, there are changes in the area's geothermal activity. The heat from the magma chamber can affect the temperature of nearby hot springs and geysers. If there's a sudden increase in temperature or a change in the frequency of eruptions, it could be a warning sign that the supervolcano is getting ready to blow. But don't worry, we're not about to erupt anytime soon. According to experts, the risk of a major eruption is extremely low. However, it's still important to be aware of the potential danger and take the necessary precautions. By staying informed and following the advice of experts, we can all do our part to ensure that we're prepared for any eventuality. So rest assured, Yellowstone may rumble and shake, but we're in good hands with these top-notch scientists keeping an eye on things. Just make sure to follow their advice and stay safe. Now, let's take a closer look at what exactly makes Yellowstone such a ticking time bomb. Underneath the serene landscapes of Yellowstone National Park lies a massive magma chamber that could erupt at any moment. The sheer power of this geological anomaly is enough to make anyone's heart race. So let's take a closer look at what makes Yellowstone's magma chamber such a ticking time bomb. First off, the sheer size of this magma chamber is mind-boggling. It stretches for miles beneath the surface of the park and is estimated to contain over 1 million cubic kilometers of molten rock. That's enough magma to fill up 400,000 Olympic-sized swimming pools. Talk about a pool party. But this magma chamber isn't just massive, it's also incredibly hot. Temperatures reach up to 1200 degrees Celsius, which is hot enough to melt rock and create an eruption of epic proportions. But wait, there's more. The magma chamber is also under immense pressure. As magma builds up, the pressure inside the chamber increases, creating a perfect recipe for a volcanic eruption. And let's not forget about the volatile mix of gases that are also present in the magma chamber. When the pressure is released, these gases can expand rapidly, leading to explosive eruptions. So, to sum it all up, Yellowstone's magma chamber is like a pressure cooker filled with molten rock, hot enough to melt anything in its path, and just waiting to blow. It's no wonder why scientists are constantly monitoring this geological marvel, to keep an eye on any potential eruptions. But here's some good news. Despite all this potential danger, the chances of an eruption happening anytime soon are slim to none. Scientists have studied this volcano for years and have concluded that major eruptions happen on average every 640,000 years. The last major eruption was 640,000 years ago, meaning we're pretty safe for now. However, it's always wise to be prepared and stay informed. So make sure you keep up with the latest research and recommendations from experts. After all, it's better to be safe than sorry. Now, let's talk about the real star of the show, the eruption itself. What would it actually look like if Yellowstone blew its lid? Well, according to experts, it all depends on the type of eruption. A minor eruption could release around 10 billion cubic meters of ash and pumice, which would cover parts of the surrounding states in a layer of ash. Major eruptions, on the other hand, could unleash over 1 trillion cubic meters of material, blanketing the entire United States in ash. And that's just the beginning. Pyroclastic flows, also known as superheated avalanches of gas and solid debris, could race down the slopes of the volcano at speeds of up to 160 kilometers per hour, incinerating everything in their path. Plus, mudflows and lahars could travel even further, reaching areas up to 80 kilometers away from the volcano. But perhaps the most alarming consequence of a Yellowstone eruption would be the impact on the climate. Ash and aerosols released into the atmosphere could block sunlight, leading to a volcanic winter. Temperatures could plummet, crops could fail, and global food shortages could ensue. Needless to say, a Yellowstone eruption would be a truly catastrophic event with far-reaching consequences. But don't worry, it's not likely to happen anytime soon. The U.S. Geological Survey closely monitors the volcano, and there's no indication that an eruption is imminent. However, it's still important to be aware of the potential risks and stay informed in case things change. Who knows? Maybe one day we'll witness the incredible power of nature firsthand, but hopefully not in our lifetime. Finally, let's talk about what you can do to stay safe in the unlikely event of a Yellowstone eruption. First and foremost, stay calm and follow the guidance of local authorities. If an eruption does occur, they'll provide instructions on how to best protect yourself and your family. It's also a good idea to have a plan in place beforehand, including evacuation routes and emergency supplies. Make sure you have enough food, water, and other essentials to last you at least 3 days. And don't forget to take care of your pets. They need food and water too. You should also have a go bag packed with important documents, medications, and other items you'll need if you have to evacuate quickly. And finally, don't forget to take care of yourself. A volcanic eruption can be a traumatic event, so it's important to stay calm and focus on your breathing. If you feel overwhelmed, reach out to friends or family for support, or seek professional help if necessary. Remember, knowledge is power, so stay informed and be prepared. You'll be ready for anything that comes your way. We hope you enjoyed learning about the fascinating and sometimes frightening aspects of Yellowstone National Park's supervolcano. Don't forget to subscribe for more updates on all things science and nature. Thanks for watching.